Hi there and welcome to my craft room. Today I'm going to show you a really cool technique to make your own resist paper. I'm sure you've probably seen the Tim Hotz craft resist paper pads in the craft store, or Tattered Angels and some other companies make some papers that are cream or white resistables. And basically it uses a very simple technique that's been in the stamping world for, well, as long as I've been in the stamping world, and that's a pretty long time. But it's really easy to do, and it can produce some really cool results like I did with my card here. Okay, and the only thing that we need is going to be some clear stamps or rubber stamps. I like the clear ones so I can see where I'm placing my images. For mine today, I am using the March 2012 Stamp of the Month set from Close to My Heart, and I'm just going to show you real quick how to do this. You just need a stamp, some Versamark ink, some clear embossing powder, and a craft tool to heat it with. And then whatever color of ink you're going to use. I used plain old Close to My Heart dye inks for mine. You could also use distress inks for a different feel. They all kind of do the same thing, they just look a little bit different. And if you're going to use lighter colors like this, you will want to do this technique on your cream or a white card base. Otherwise, it does not show as well on the craft. Okay, let me show you quick a little close-up here of all I did. I stamped with the Versamark ink onto the craft cardstock, and then I just embossed it with clear embossing powder. Okay, and I'm going to show you down here real quick how to do this. I just threw one of my clear stamps on a block here, ink it up with the Versamark ink. Oops. Good sign of an ink pad there, really good and juicy. Okay, stamp it. I cover that Versamark right back up to keep it moist. I'm going to get my little craft tray. If you don't have a craft tray, use a sheet of copy paper. Crease it in half so that the embossing powder has some place to funnel back into your jar. Alright. I will put that back in my jar later. Okay, you just turn on your craft heater. Pardon the noise, mine is old and loud. You're going to heat it until shiny, just like any other embossing technique. Okay, there we go. Now this embossing is going to serve as a resist for our color. To apply the color, you can use all sorts of tools. You can use a rubber brayer. You can use these fun little sponge daubers, which I like for small areas. Because they go right on your finger. There are also a variety of sponge tools, brush tools. These are from Close to My Heart, but I know there are other companies that make them as well. This is a very stiff round sponge, again from Close to My Heart, cut into smaller pieces, but again available from other companies as well. Then all you need to do is get your ink out. Ink up your sponge or whatever tool you're going to use to apply the ink with, and go to town. I kind of like the swirly technique. It kind of gets the color into the nooks and crannies better. So just real quick, I'm going to ink up my brayer too and show you a little bit of the difference here. Okay, see, I really like the sponged on technique better here. It's hard to see with this light color, I apologize. But I just like the feel of that background better with the resist. And then on here, say if you've got any ink on there, you just grab yourself a tissue, paper towel, whatever. I'm just going to use my finger. Wipe it off when you're done, and that shiny stays the color of the background paper that you started with. So for mine, I chose 3 different colors. These are my favorite guy colors lately. And all I did was use a sponge and sponged on the different colors just kind of randomly over the designs that I had embossed. And you'll see this works really well with larger designs to leave more of that background showing. You can do it with more detailed designs too. It just requires a little more work, making sure you're rubbing that sponge or other tool in there to get the ink covered really well over all of those areas. Okay, and I will point out one other thing on this card that I did here using the same technique. You'll see I have a 2-color image here, and all I did was start with white cardstock. I stamped my image in blue, and I again clear embossed it. And if your ink dries too quickly this way, you can stamp in the color once, let it dry, stamp over it with the Versamark ink, which again, this is where the clear stamps come in really handy because it lines up perfectly through the clear block. Okay, I embossed it to resist, and then I sponged in the orange ink. Okay, so there you get your more true colors as opposed to trying to stamp a blue on an orange paper, which will give you a more muted colors. Okay, that's all there was to it. If you want to see the details on what I used to make the card, you can visit my blog at savingmine.blogspot.com. That's savingmine.blogspot.com. If you're interested in purchasing Close to My Heart products and you don't currently have a consultant, I would be happy to help you out. I love new customers. You can visit my website at www.ctmh.com/Lori Brown. That's LORIBROWN. Thanks for stopping by today, and I hope to see you again soon.